Welcome to the Ninjababes podcast. Today I am interviewing Susan Tucker. She is co-creator of Ninja Passport, married to Andy Tucker, and mother of Caleb and Zach. Caleb has competed on A&W Junior and in the NNL, and he was one of the few this past season to make it on in NNL finals to stage 2, because we all know how crazy it was in Hartford, Connecticut this past year. Zach is also crushing it on the ninja course and going after his passions for soccer. And so I'm so excited to have Susan here with us today. Can't wait for her to explain more about Ninja Passport and for all of you Ninja Babes to hear her amazing story, because she is definitely a brave, amazing mom, and I cannot wait to hear more of what you have to say. So thank you for being with us today. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. I'm just so happy to be here and to share my story.
Yes. I love everyone's stories. I just feel like everyone who's been a part of the podcast has such a different background and a different experience, but I learned so much from everybody. So I'm excited to have you here today. I know that you are a fierce woman, and everything that you've told me about yourself already is really inspiring. And I was so curious to really hear the full part of your story, not just like the overview. So I'm really excited to get started and to jump into it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know it's so amazing how many fierce women are out there. I also love hearing everyone else's story. It's just fascinating how we have all the different backgrounds that we come from, for sure.
Yeah. So could you tell us just where are you from? Where did you grow up? And we're going to get into a little bit later your involvement with your husband with Ninja Passport and just what you're doing to benefit the ninja community now. But let's just get like a setup of your background of your childhood and what you experienced then.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, and even when I look back on it, I think I can't even believe that how I came to be, and I lived it. So it's interesting. So I grew up in Alabama, in kind of a rural blue collar town in Alabama, in poverty. I had mom who had mental health issues. She got married a lot. She got married young. We moved around a lot. I was homeless much of my childhood. I was in foster care for a lot of my childhood as well. So the circumstances that I was born into were very unfortunate. I slept in the backseat of a car. I've slept in the woods. It was a tough way to grow up. And my mom was abused a lot, so she made some poor choices with husbands. So I saw a lot of things early on when I was growing up in this kind of blue collar town in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the circumstances around all of it and how I felt about all of it is, I remember thinking early on, I don't want to live like this. This is not how I want to be when I grow up. So I kind of built up this internal strength of like seeing what my mom was going through, being involved in these different circumstances, sleeping in various places, spending the night with various people. And I thought, I cannot live like this my whole life. And one day I'm gonna get out of here and get out of these circumstances, and I'm gonna make something of myself. And I do distinctly remember thinking in one of the foster care situations I was in, there were so many kids running around and they were all mean to me. And I was like, one day you're going to regret it. One day you're going to want to live the life I'm going to be living, because I'm getting out of here. So I do remember having that resolve pretty early on that I was going to not live that kind of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where do you feel like you got that from? Was that something that did you see anyone who was living a life that you wanted to live and that's what you're aiming for? Or how did you get yourself mentally to that place?
That is a really good question. And the answer is yes. My mom has a sister who left my small town when she was about 18 years old, to move to New York City to be a model. And she completely broke free and she started a new life for herself. And she was traveling the world. And she created a whole new life for herself. And to this day is extremely successful in what she does. She's not modeling anymore. But so I remember thinking, I want to live like my Aunt Trisha. And I would look on the map and I would be like, oh, she's in Italy. Where is Italy now? And I would look and I would be like, oh, one day I want to see Italy. So it was really this vision of like seeing someone else that had busted out, so to speak, of just the circumstances that we were in, and me thinking to myself, I want to be like that. And I can do that too. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, that's really awesome to have somebody like that to look to and to just like it's incredible that you didn't just feel like, oh, I'm never like she's doing all these great things and I'm never going to be able to do that and just feeling really stuck. Is there something that you would tell yourself to help you like not feel stuck and not feel like you were going to always be the thing that was left? Like, you know what I mean? What did you do to make yourself feel like you could be as good as her?
Also a good question. I don't know if there was anything that I told myself as much as it was a visualization. So I would visualize what
Mhm.
my life would be like. So I would be in these dire kind of circumstances, just not really happy. And I would totally escape in my imagination of the living
Mhm.
the life that I dreamed that I could live someday. So it was a more of a visualization of like one day I will be here.
Yeah. I love that. No, I think that's so good. And that's something that I talk about a lot when I'm doing like Ninjababes workshops and things is just that power of visualization and using your imagination to see yourself in the type of circumstance or the type of strength that you want to have. And I think there's so much power in like meditating on or like really, really imagining yourself in that place. Because then the more that you imagine it, the more that it almost feels like a memory, like it's something that's actually happened. And it's like, I think, yeah, I think from that place we can almost convince our brains, like, no, you can do this. It's almost like you've lived it before. Like, keep being in that headspace. And then it's like you grow your self confidence without ever even necessarily doing it yet. But then it's like it allows you to step into it because you have the confidence to believe that you can do it.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that you teach that. And in some ways, what it does is I will do everything possible to make sure that I get to that place that I'm visualizing. Like, I'm not going to do anything to let myself down. So, when you're about to make a poor choice, or when you're like, oh, I could do drugs or whatever, no, I can't, because I'm visualizing this life that I'm going to live that doesn't involve that.
Yeah, that's very powerful. Even just to have the self awareness of like, drugs or anything that might be detrimental to that dream or that plan, like having the awareness to recognize, no, this isn't going to help me. This is only going to deter me. Um, yeah, I think
Yep.
that's amazing. I have there been other ways in your life that you've been able to really visualize in order to see success or see yourself break free of something?
I don't know that there is a clear cut answer for that. I think there were two sides of the coin. In one way, I would completely like I had a fierce determination to achieve my dreams of like not of living the life that I was imagining. And a lot of that was set up by my aunt who had, she's 20 years older than me, and she had already set up, she had a family, and she was uh, forging this path. So I had this fierce determination to have a similar path. But on the flip side of the coin, I also had a fierce determination to not live the way I was living and to see how the circumstances with my mom. So I think between the two sides of the coin, between the determination to live one way and then the determination to not live one way, I think those were the two most powerful things that I was able to use, those tools that I had inside of me, in order to create the life that I had always wanted to live. And I will be honest, my aunt actually helped me to, beyond her just forging this path, they actually physically helped me to achieve my dreams, and they encouraged me to go to college, and they helped me apply, and they helped me do all the things that my mom was unable to do in order to get me to where I was hoping to be.
Mm. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is, I'm thankful to her for you. Like that's really great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, me too.
So then, how old were you when you did leave Alabama?
So with the help of my aunt and uncle, I moved away from my blue collar town when I was 18, and I went to school in Mobile, Alabama, to University of South Alabama. Go Jags! Woo! And so when I moved to Mobile and I went to college, I lived in Mobile for about 8 years. While I was living in Mobile, and I became friends with a lot of people, a lot of my friends were getting married, and they were having kids, and they were doing their own career thing. And I still had it in the back of my mind. Oh, I want to go see Italy someday. I want to travel the world. I feel like there's so many things out there that I'm unable to do, or maybe I was just kind of mentally felt stuck. So I just decided that I just wanted to leave altogether. So when I was 26, I packed up my Jeep that my aunt and uncle had given me. with everything that I had owned. And I heard, oh, Colorado's a cool place to live. They've got 4 seasons. You can go skiing. You can do all these different things. And I'm like, I think I'll move to Colorado. I didn't know anybody. I came by myself. I had never been here before. It was just this, it was inside that fierce determination inside of me to live this life that I had always dreamed. And I didn't see it panning out the way I was visualizing it when I was living in Mobile. I was waiting tables. I was bartending. I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I was going to college and I was majoring in marketing, but I don't know. I just felt stuck. I felt like there were so many different things that I could be doing in my life, and you only have a certain amount of time to live. So I packed up and I moved across the country. I got a job waiting tables, but I also went back to school and finished up my degree. And I guess the rest, as they say, is history. So I packed up and moved out.
No, I commend you. I feel like so many ninjas have that adventure spirit. So I love hearing that from you before you even found Ninja Warrior or anything related with ninja. It's just exciting to me that, that type of personality and just that attitude of, okay, like I'm determined. This is what I don't want to do. This is what I do want to do. I'm just going to go for it. Like that is so exciting to me. And, I think it's a great lesson for people across the board to learn, whether you're, maybe you're not moving to try and completely change your life in a situation like that, but even just being willing to start a new career or open a business or get out of a bad relationship or anything that it could be that you need to take that brave moment of, okay, I'm willing to do this. Like I'm willing to change everything that I think I know about my life and step into something new. And so I think that's such an amazing skill to have. So I love hearing that.
Thank you so much. Yes, I totally agree. And I love that you connected it to ninja, because I do see a lot of similarities between this kind of fierce determination to get an obstacle, to overcome obstacles, to kind of be a better version of yourself that really doesn't depend on the people around you as much as it depends on you being your very best and trying your very hardest to overcome all of it.
Yeah. And I love being able to encourage people to just realize that, you have the ability to overcome those obstacles in your life. And it might feel extremely overwhelming, and maybe alone it can seem impossible, but especially like you said, like reaching out to maybe that one person in your life who maybe can help you, or even just finding it in yourself to disregard the doubts that you have or disregard fears and just go for it and figure out a plan and just taking it one day at a time. I think there's so many ways that we can just rise up and help each other and help ourselves find ways to overcome those challenges that we face.
Absolutely.
So this October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as it is every October. And I'm particularly excited for this month just because I feel like I've finally found a way to make a difference in the whole efforts for awareness and for raising funds for research. There's been ways that I've, just donated in the past or purchased things that some of the proceeds is going toward research. But this month I'm really excited because there is a partnership going on with SleepOvation, which is a company that many of you know I work closely with, and they're sponsors for Ninjababes and the podcast. SleepOvation is partnering with Ninja for a Cure to donate 5% of their total sales from the month of October to breast cancer charities. So they are working directly with Ninja for a Cure to donate. And as you know, Ninja for a Cure is a fundraiser for Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And Ninja for a Cure has been in operation for over 4 years, and they've raised over $57,000 for breast cancer research and awareness over those past 4 years. They've done competitions and taken donations and just done so much great work for the community. And so it's amazing to me to be able to partner with them, with SleepOvation, to really make an effort in donating this month. So I just want to encourage anyone who is interested in buying a mattress or any of their new pillows or anything like that to definitely check it out on sleepovation.com. There's tons of links from the YouTube channel and from the Ninjababes page or from my personal page on Instagram. My name is Kara. But it's just a cool way if you are looking to make purchases like that, or for any other company that's out there that is doing a donation this month, definitely take advantage of it and don't be shy. Like, put money towards it, and know, especially if you're going to buy from SleepOvation, it's going to our friends at Ninja for a Cure. So I'm very excited about that. And if you do make a purchase from SleepOvation, you can still use my code Ninjababes, all caps Ninjababes, and you'll get a $450 discount off your purchase, but still the full 5% will go to Ninja for a Cure. Susan, I feel like all of us have somebody in our life that's like the 7 degrees of separation, like somebody in our life who we know who's struggled with breast cancer, had a scare, or someone in their family has dealt with it. And I just feel like it's always something that comes close to home for every single family in one way, shape, or form. Does your family have any experience with breast cancer?
Well, yes, in fact, we do. I actually had breast cancer when I was about 9 years ago. I was diagnosed. Caleb was probably about 1.5 years. Zach was about 4 years old. And the news channel here in Colorado encourages folks to do a self-breast exam once a month. So that month, it was the first time I'd ever even done that. I was like, oh, I'll feel around and see if I feel something weird. And I did. It was the most bizarre thing. I was 38 years old. And I see my husband. I was like, does that feel weird to you? He said,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So yes, I went to the doctor. They were like, immediately were like, oh, you need to go see the surgeon. I mean, it was like so fast, everything that had happened. And there was lymph node involvement. So I was diagnosed with stage 2. It was either 2B or 3A. I can't remember the exact staging. I ended up going through chemotherapy. I went through radiation. I had surgery, and now I'm on a hormone blocker for the next probably 1.5 years. So I'm almost at the end of my treatment. So yes, we were affected by breast cancer.
I'm so glad that you're doing well, but you know, like what it means to actually have a whole month dedicated to trying to raise awareness and raise funds for research. So it definitely makes a difference. And I'm glad that you listened to your news station and checked yourself out.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, for people to be thinking about it, for people to be checking themselves, and for businesses like SleepOvation to be donating money to help with the research.
Absolutely. And just for anyone who's wondering, I'm sure there are tons of resources online if you want to find ways how to do your own breast exam at home, what you're looking for, how to just learn and educate yourself of how to reduce your own exposure to toxic chemicals that could be in products that you use, things like that, or even just if you have a family history, to know how to be aware and looking for signs and symptoms so that you could catch it if you ever do experience something firsthand. Hey, you know the podcast is made possible not just by me. There's actually a small but wonderful little group of us who makes the podcast happen. There's B, who's speaking to you right now. Of course, there's the guest who comes onto the show. Then there's our wonderful Ninja podcast editor, Maria Rella. There's also our podcast blog writer for the website, Janelle Copa. And then there's our amazing sponsors. I've already told you about SleepOvation, but maybe you have not yet heard about Propello Life. Propello Life is a non-GMO, all-natural supplement company that makes really amazing whey products, vegan proteins, supplements like amino acids, energy blends. I've been using their products now for several months and I love them. One of my favorite things is how easily the powders blend together when you shake them up in your bottle or put them in your blender. They come out so smooth. There's no gritty taste. There's no weird earthy or like dirt tasting aftertaste. The flavors are awesome. I love the dirty chocolate. That's probably my favorite whey protein. Their amino acids are a BCAA and electrolyte blend that I use daily, even when I'm not working out, just because it helps me stay hydrated and I feel great throughout the day, whether I'm working, doing my daily grind, or if I'm training or at physical therapy, because we all know that that is my grind lately. No matter what I'm doing, it makes me feel great. So try out their products if you haven't tried yet. Head on over to propellolife.com. You can use code Ninjababes, all caps, for 10% off your order. Or if you're still not sure if you want to try the products, or if you're not quite ready to split up with your current whey protein, then head on over to Amazon and you can use all the same perks from Amazon to purchase Propello Life products. And you can still use my code. So use code 10NinjaBabes for 10% off your Amazon order. And again, still use your Prime, still use all of the awesome benefits from Amazon. You can find links in the show notes from the podcast or from theninjababes.com. And don't forget, when you use code Ninjababes, you are contributing to the Ninjababes podcast and making it possible for these great episodes to make it into your ears. So then can you tell me, how then did Ninja come into your life?
So I moved to Colorado, and shortly thereafter, probably about a year, I met a lovely man, and I found my husband, and we got married. So we have two beautiful boys, and our younger son, who just turned 11 a couple of days ago, probably when he was about 3 or 4, we were watching. I think that the story is very similar across the board about how everyone got into Ninja. Flipping through the channels, looking for a family show to watch, and American Ninja Warrior was on. And ever since then, he became completely obsessed. At 3.5, 4 years old, he started setting up all these obstacles in the backyard. It's all he would talk about. It was all he would think about. And then he started idolizing Brian Arnold that season because he made it the furthest, the fastest, the furthest. And so, we just started like stoking the fire of like, oh, he's finding a passion, because he was never one to really do team sports. We signed him up for soccer. None of it worked. None of it clicked. And I really wanted him to find his passion in life. So when he started diving in, we dove in with him. Fast forward a couple of years, and we had signed him up for some classes at a small little ninja-like gym. And then they announced that they were going to be casting for American Ninja Warrior Junior. So I said, he has to apply for that, right? So he applies and he gets on. So yay, that's very exciting. We went out to LA. They filmed him, but while we were in LA, we met all these ninja parents. We fell in love with the community of it all. Apparently there's leagues, and apparently there's local competitions and national competitions. We were like, what? We had no idea that ninja was such a big, big thing, really, for kids. We just thought of it for the TV show. And apparently this thing has been growing on the East Coast for a very long time. It was just slow to come to Colorado. So once we kind of found that community, we just loved it so much. We met a lot of the local ninjas around. We ended up meeting Brian Arnold, meeting a lot, the Wolfpack all lives in Colorado, Megan Martin. So we started meeting all these pros, and we're like, what other sport do you actually get to not only meet and hang out with the pros, but they are like following him back on Instagram and like messaging him. And, it was so amazing. So that's really how we kind of got into it. And for us to see our children not find and thrive with their passion, it's just like one of the greatest joys in life, because it's just one of those things that I didn't have as a child. And I'm just like have this unwavering desire to give them so many things that I didn't have. And I think, the core of it is, I think when they're adults, I want them to have things that they can fall back on. So for my older son, it's soccer. For my younger son, it's ninja. I want them to be so in depth into what they're doing and finding their passion that if they get to a point, it's hard when you're in your early 20s and they're confused or feeling lonely, that they always have something that they can fall back on. And for them, it's their sports. And so finding that for both of my children has been remarkable.
Yeah. So cool. It's really awesome to see the kids' world of ninja continue to just grow and flourish. And all of us older ninjas are constantly saying that we feel like the younger generation of ninjas are incredible and so talented. And they're learning from all of us. They're learning from the pros. They're learning from ninjas who helped make a Ninja Warrior a thing in America. And now they're learning from the pioneers, So it's really cool to see that generational teaching. And I know it's pretty crazy. Like, what other sport are you involved in where, like you said, the pros are like DMing the younger ninjas like, hey, great job. Like, I know. I love it.
I know.
Yeah.
Now we go to events and they're all go up, hey, Caleb, how's it going? I'm like, I mean, he doesn't even say hi to them. I mean, he does say hi to them, but it's a mutual thing. Right. It's like they have a mutual respect for one another because, he's pretty good at it, I have to say, and people know him. I mean, not everybody knows him, but it's just so cool to see them, just that mutual respect kind of go back and forth. It's so awesome. I wish that my soccer son had that.
Yeah. I know Caleb's been on A&W Junior and is very involved, but does Zach enjoy it as well, or does he prefer his soccer?
Zach definitely prefers his soccer.
Yeah.
However, he did some competitions last year. This year he's doing fewer competitions because his soccer schedule's kind of ramping up a little bit. He's in eighth grade this year, but last year we signed him up for several competitions, and he did pretty well. In in these local competitions, he placed for I think 16th in Colorado for his age group, which is amazing because his age group is really tough. And he did pretty well in some local competitions, and he likes it, but he doesn't live it like the other one does. So he'll be like, "Sure, I'll sign up for that competition." And he likes to train with Caleb at the gym, at the Ninja Gym. And then my husband, Ninja Dad Andy, has built a huge rig in our backyard. So they train together in the backyard, and they push each other in the backyard, and they give each other challenges. So he likes doing it with his brother, but on his own, he could care less about competing.
Yeah. So then I know you and Andy have done so much to continue to cultivate our community at large. So could you tell me more about Ninja Passport and what you've set up there?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So the Ninja Passport is everything we wanted when we first got in, or when we first discovered that Ninja was so much more than we realized. So it kind of formed from this passion of this community of athletes and pros and family that we kept running into at various events throughout the circuit. So we didn't really know that there were three or four major leagues. We started going to different ninja gyms because Caleb would be following a ninja gym on Instagram. He'd be like, "Oh, we need to go there. They've got like an 18-foot warped wall or whatever." So we were like, "Oh, let's go there." So we found ourselves being on vacation and looking for ninja gyms. So we ended up spending a lot of money just kind of visiting all these different places and signing up for all the different competitions. And then I also found that there was a disjointedness with information that's available, like between the comp schedules and now who does what and how do they do it and how do you wrap your head all around it. So we really wanted to create one resource for ninjas and ninja families that might be new to it, to give information, give them an opportunity to sign up to visit gyms and save a little bit of money, and to just get everything they need in one spot. So that's really how the Ninja Passport came to be.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool. So on the website, you also have the comprehensive calendar. I know you're trying to get more
Mhm.
ninja organizations and leagues and entities involved with that, but it's really awesome to be able to see, a running calendar of events that are happening in different cities, different gyms. What else is on there that you're hoping to add on, maybe for like new businesses or new ninjas to like add information?
Well, I just did an interview with Bob Clark of the UNAA, just kind of talking about what is the UNAA, what's the future of UNAA, and I hope to do that with all the major leagues. And there are some upcoming leagues that are new to the sport that I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard about. So I'm hoping to make it more comprehensive information wise. So when a new
Mhm.
family gets into Ninja, they'll be like, "What is this again? What do I need to know?" Maybe they've heard of NNL, or maybe they've heard of UNA, and they don't even know to think about FINA or AWG. So I'm trying to build that all out so that there's a lot of information that's available. Another thing that we're trying to do with the Ninja Passport is to make it fun for our users. So when you set up an account, you can earn points for going to different gyms. You can earn points for participating in our forum, or we're hoping people will kind of engage with each other and talk about everything ninja. So we're giving away monthly prizes.
Mhm.
We're working with a lot of ninja brands so that our members can get discounts on clothing. Like we've teamed up with Monstro, Magic Ninja Dust. There's a clothing brand out there called Born Primitive, and various other ninja related brands to give our members specific discounts. So another thing that we like to do is to build it out also for the Ninja Gyms because they're small businesses. And my profession is I'm a digital marketer, and I really want I have a passion for helping small businesses succeed with digital marketing. So we wanted to kind of make it also beneficial to the Ninja Gym. So we've teamed up with DGS Ninja Supply, for example, to give Ninja Gyms a specific discount on their products, pads and holds and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to make it a dual purpose um, place for Ninja Gyms to to use it as a marketing tool, and Ninja families to find everything that they need that would be Ninja specific.
Right. That's amazing. Do you know how many gyms are already partnered with Ninja Passport?
Yes, we currently have 137 that are around the world. We have several in Australia, we have several in Canada, we have one in the UK. They're mostly in the United States. There are quite a few that have signed up but haven't actually finished their gym profile. So we'll have more that are going to be on the front side pretty soon. So, about 140 plus, I would say, that are already on board with us.
I think that's incredible because I think all ninjas do this. You go to a new city on vacation or for a trip and you want to head out and check out their ninja gym. And it can definitely get expensive when you aren't a member there, or you're just getting like a one-time drop-in for open gym or whatever. So I think it's such a creative and awesome way to help ninjas be able to support gyms around the country and to travel and to just not be afraid to go to as many gyms as possible.
Yeah, totally. And we want to encourage them to do that. And we would also love to encourage crossover athletes as well. So maybe you're in parkour, maybe you're in climbing, or maybe you're in gymnastics, and you're like, I might want to dabble in this ninja thing a little bit. So we want to kind of really build up that ninja community with current and new potential athletes. And we're encouraging our members to post about it on Instagram and tag us in your post, and we'll repost it for you. So really kind of building that up for them beyond just Instagram.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out myself more. I'm excited. I mean, New Jersey has a lot of ninja gyms, but it can be expensive, like you said, to think like, oh, well, I want to go to VertiQuest because I have this, but then Center Court has that. So Friday I'm going to go there, and I found myself like making the rounds, and it can be a lot,
It
especially
can
when
be.
you're driving, maybe an hour in opposite directions to go to different gyms, and I just think it's cool. I love like the whole concept of Ninja Passport and the new opportunities that it's going to open up for the community.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're excited about it, and we see a lot of growth down the road for sure. So, and as more gyms get on board, and even some of the leagues are starting to give discounts to sign up for their competitions. So, we've just been working really hard with the community to make it a benefit to everyone for sure.
Yeah, and I love your catchphrase, unity and community, right?
Yes, one ninja community.
One ninja community. That's so beautiful though. I mean, I just like obviously I love the ninja world, but it makes me so happy to see organizations like this coming together and wanting to make our sport more fruitful and more united and just like more cohesive as a whole.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So before we close out, I do want to ask, is there any other burning like advice or things that you've learned from your own life that you would want to share with our ninja community or just women in general? Is there anything, a lesson that you've learned or something that we haven't already talked about that you would just love to be able to share with the world?
Yes, my lessons in life are, well, that sounds so big. I would say I think that everyone needs to find their community. And I'm not just trying to play off the words because we use that in the Ninja Passport, but I could not have pulled out of my circumstances, created a new life for myself without some really key people in my life, to believe in me, to give me the confidence to succeed in what I was doing. In the end, it was all on me. But I really absorbed I tried to absorb the positive and not the negative. So I soaked in as much positivity as I could to give me the strength to be to a place where I wanted to be. So I would say, really find your community and take from it what you can. Be around positive people, be around the go-getters, be around people that are where you want to be, because that's going to give you the strength to move on. I think visualizing your success is another way to really forge ahead. And if you ever go into a dark or sad place, just know that it's temporary and that you'll move past that as long as you continually focus on the positive.
Mm-hmm. That's great advice. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I really appreciate your wisdom and your story. And I would love more people to be able to connect with you and with Ninja Passport. Could you tell us again your Instagram handles and your website and all those good things?
Yes. So you can find us on our website at theninjapassport.com and the Ninja Passport on all the social media channels, on Instagram and on Facebook. If you just plug that in, then you would be able to find us. And anybody can email us at hello@theninjapassport.com and we will reply right away, or I should say I will. So yeah, that's how you can find us. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to some Ninjababes events being up on your calendar. I'm personally, obviously,
can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And just again, to anybody who is looking to make a purchase from any of our Ninjababes podcast sponsors, make sure you use code Ninjababes, all caps, so that they will continue to just support our community and our podcast and everything that we're doing. And we love you guys. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Yay, thank you.